All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Tone Vays. Let me wait for the video player to load, everything to play. All right. I think we're good. All right. Let's go to the charts. It's going to be a very short video. Mostly doing this to remind everyone that we are going to have Twitter Spaces. We're going to talk about all things economics. Hopefully the oil depletion numbers will be out by then. So I'm going to go straight to the charts, and I'm going to go over to my Twitter profile. And just as a heads up, I wanted to send out this tweet first. So if we go to the Financial Summit Twitter channel, really trying to get to 5,000 followers. So guys, go ahead and follow if you're not yet already following. We got Twitter Spaces coming up. I'm just going to retweet that. There it is. Twitter Spaces later today, 4 p.m. Eastern, 6th of July. Going to retweet that. So that's the latest tweet in my profile. All right, so go ahead and join us. It's going to be really, really good. So this video is going to be short, and we're going to talk about most of this stuff in the audio space. Go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart, the oscillators look fairly bullish. We are at another consolidating candle. It is a red candle, though that doesn't really make a difference. The MRI is bullish, and while we did have a green star candle for a minute, we're clearly not looking at the moment like we're going to close at a green star candle. Phil, thank you so much for your generous $10 donation. People need to stop simping for BlackRock. It's pathetic. I agree. I really agree. How about our allocation chart, where our allocation is 100% bullish, and this candle is not scaring us at all. We've seen this go down last candle, and we rallied all the way back up. So I don't really see a need to panic on this candle. The moving averages are still pretty far apart, and all this does is consolidate the short-term moving average with the intermediate-term moving average. Before I go on to the shorter-term timescales and other markets, tonevays.com, check it out. You can check out the on-demand videos, which is my educational series, and also the MRI indicator, which, as you guys know, I constantly use. The Financial Summit is coming to the UAE in November. We are going to start putting out content on the Financial Summit YouTube channel, lots of free educational content, maybe some subscription content as well for more advanced trading. And we're waiting till we reach 1,000 followers. 1,000 followers is our goal. We picked up about 10, still have a bunch to go. Like I said, we are planning on putting out amazing content on a Financial Summit YouTube channel. It's going to be more than just me. It's not going to be only me. There's going to be other good traders. So go ahead and subscribe now to the Financial Summit YouTube. Unconfiscatable is coming to Dubai, coming to Las Vegas in December 7 and 8, with the poker tournament December 6th. All right, daily chart. Daily chart is currently giving us a red star candle. We were ready for a price flip candle, and then the following candle would have given us another green star. I'm going to hold off on this for now. It's a red star here, but if we rally back up, this red star can go away. I remain fairly bullish. I really like this consolidation. As we are consolidating, the moving averages are rising. As long as the price of Bitcoin remains in this range, I'm not really all that concerned. And the longer we stay in this range, the more stable the uprise is going to be. AG, thank you for liking the Twitter Spaces. Hopefully we'll have some guests join today. We had a beautiful reversal off the MRI 4-hour it rallied us to a new swing high, but we were not able to close above two critical lines. One is this blue line that I had drawn earlier, and the other is the MRI resistance line. The candle pulled back. We never established anything above that blue line. That's where that second arrow comes in. We will need to establish a candle or two above that blue line for the next rise up. I don't like the fact that the current candle is closing below the swing lows. This would have been a really nice 4-hour trade, where in less than a day, the price of Bitcoin went up over $1,000 actually. That's pretty awesome, but it couldn't hold. And here we are, waiting to see what happens next. I would not be holding any short-term trades right now, not to the upside, not to the downside. Everything is consolidating. If I extend this blue line, you will see we're sitting right at it. So let's see what happens next. It's hard to find the Financial Summit YouTube channel. Oh, man. Yeah, it used to be a lot easier to Google for it. You could just type in the words Financial Summit or the Financial Summit, and it should be pretty easy to find. Other than that, you can get it from our Twitter, also from our website. Once we start posting more videos, I'm sure it would rank a lot higher. But it's easy to Google for Financial Summit website. It's the Financial Summit. And let me see if our YouTube channel has the name. Yeah, right there, the Financial Summit. So youtube.com/the Financial Summit. Because if we put Financial Summit, it goes somewhere else. We were a little late to getting this. Unfortunately, whoever has this has never really done anything. They have one subscriber, but this video is 12 years old. So they beat us to it long before I was in this space. So youtube.com/the Financial Summit. Can you look at the monthly and above time frame? I mean, we do that quite often. This is my long-term view. If we open up if I drop I guess it's not that many notifications here. Here's our monthly. We are on a 7 within the MRI. That is a little scary. I don't really want to get to a monthly MRI top this early, but we did go 3 consecutive MRI tops back in the 2017 bull market, 2016, 2017 bull market. So this could be our top. You see this consolidation through a green triangle? We could be working on something similar to that, though not really. And we can certainly see a repeat of that. I don't want to see these moving averages cross. So that if the price starts to rise fairly quickly, we can actually avoid this cross of the moving averages. These two moving averages have never crossed over. They would have been close right here. But yeah, we could be looking at something like this. Right now, we have a very similar situation. The monthly chart looks very similar to what it looked like back in 2015. The year 2015 was an up year. This is August 2015 made. And then this is already April 2016. So this area here looks very similar to our current area. So if 2017 repeats, that would be amazing. If I go to quarterly chart, on a quarterly chart, it looks fairly unique. But man, this quarterly chart looks incredibly bullish. Just incredibly bullish. And finally, the annual chart has an MRI sell on it. That's the concern. See, the yearly chart has an MRI sell right at the top. What a perfect MRI call on the annual chart. And we already had our correction, and now it's time to start a brand new count to the upside. The annual count has never flipped to the red. And next year, we would need to close above $29,000 next year in order to maintain this trend. And I'm pretty confident we're going to close next year above 29, above current price, right? All we have to do is close at current price or higher next year, and we will continue the green count. But the year after that, we will have to close at a brand new annual high, which is only 46,000. So that's 24, and that's 25. So we have to go into 2026 about 46,000 to maintain the bullish count, and I believe we will do that as well. Okay, other markets. Let's see how the discount's doing. The discount pulled back a smidge, but man, if we get another 2-week long uptrend, I think this discount is going to go above 20%. Oil continues to rise. Here's I didn't see the new number this morning. Let's see if the new number shows up. Let's update this one more time. I really want to see how much oil they've siphoned off. And the number is still not here. They are late in providing us with the data. I don't really know what this data represents. I don't get it. This is the value for 7/1. And that's the number I'm waiting to see here. So probably tomorrow's video, if I do one tomorrow or over the weekend, we will have this number here. So nothing to update on oil. Natural gas pulling back a smidge, still bullish. What about gold? Gold is on an MRI warning candle. So it's very, very likely that next week, gold will be ready for a reversal. However, look at the oscillators. They all look terrible. S&P 500 is on an MRI warning candle. We should be topping in the S&P 500 this week or next week. I really thought we can go a little bit higher before topping next week or the week after. Today is a very rough day for the stock market, but it's already recovering. I don't know what happened this morning. I don't know what caused the big drop. The numbers seem pretty positive. I was just busy with other stuff. I haven't really paid attention to anything. I don't know what caused the big crash. Maybe the Fed came out and said something. I don't know. Uh, 92% confidence that the interest rate is going to be raised. Maybe people are just, being a little jittery about the rise in interest rates, but it won't matter. I still think the stock market will keep rising. I had someone send me a couple of questions last night, a good friend of mine. Let me see if I can pull those up and I'll answer them. Could you please take a look at COPUSD? I'm not going to dox the person's name. The person was at one of my financial summits, and he is a PhD in economics. Shout out to you, Juan. Let me take a look. Oh, I have a currency. Oh, it's a stock thing. That's also stocks. And this is, wait, What chart is that? That's the US stock chart. This is the futures chart. Let me drop this then. Stock chart, currency chart. FX watch list. Let's look at COP. I have COP here. USD versus the Colombian peso. There it is. Recognize the flag. Wow, so the Colombian peso has actually appreciated. A bit surprising considering their most recent elections. The Colombian peso appreciated. I hate that. This makes no sense at all. Oh, look at the oscillators. They're ready to reverse. Very impressed by the Colombian peso, but look, the Colombian peso has literally pulled back to a critical level of support from 2020. And it's very hard to do TA on currencies. I don't like doing TA on currencies, but it looks like the Colombian peso has appreciated enough and it could potentially start to devalue once again. However, if the government is running the country right, more and more people around the world will find confidence in Colombia and it can easily keep going. But history has shown us that the Colombian peso loves to pull back to its prior area of resistance and then go higher. This is seems to be pretty standard. Time after time. Beautiful textbook pullbacks. Look at this. Makes a high, comes back down, reaches it again, breaks above, comes back down, back tests, pulls down from it, breaks above, goes way up, repeats, and repeats. So, yeah, I would expect the Colombian peso to devalue at this point. All right, I got two more questions. You talked about it a few months back in your video, and as usual, you've been spot on, even without knowing the political distress inside Colombia at the moment. It would be great to hear your thoughts. Okay, so the question was about the Colombian peso. Yeah, I would be, your Colombian peso has appreciated what, 5%, 10%? Wow, 15%, 20%. I would get out of the Colombian peso right now. Enjoy the 10% move, 20% move. More recently, in the last month or so, 12%, increase in the value of your currency, and I would probably end it there. But if we look at higher time scales, look at the monthly and the yearly. Look at the monthly. The monthly hit an MRI top, and it now pulled back for 4 months. And on a yearly scale, we hit an MRI top last year, so this is the year of the pullback. Colombian peso has been strengthening for a while, from 2000 all the way to 2012. It's a 12-year, rally. And then look, it reversed right on the MRI, and that was a horrible stretch on the annual MRI. Look at that. Colombian peso devalues 150% in how many years? From 2014 to 2022, 8 years, in an 8-year stretch. Yeah, I would trust these MRIs. And the one back in 1990, back in 2001, only missed it by 1 year. It was 1 year off. But yeah, even if you bought into the Colombian peso here, yes, you had a rough year, lost 25% and recovered after that. But you're not supposed to blindly buy the MRI. You're supposed to wait for weeks. Just like here, you're supposed to wait for strength. It so happens that strength happened in the very beginning of this year, but the weakness didn't come till the year after the top. So what about now? Well, I wouldn't buy the Colombian peso on last year because it didn't show much weakness. The candle was still very bullish, but the start of this year, it was going down. And if you flip to the monthly chart, you see that the time to get into the Colombian peso and be more comfortable with keeping your salary in Colombian pesos was right around here, right around April was a good time not to, immediately sell your paycheck. But right now, I would be very, very concerned if I was getting my paycheck in Colombian pesos. I would be trying to convert those into US dollars or Bitcoins or gold, because I don't trust the Colombian peso to keep appreciating going forward. Hey, Bitcoin shooter, man, I always wanted to go to Jamaica, man. Should have given me the heads up. No, I'm busy here in Panama, but I really do want to go to Jamaica. All right, guys, that's it for me. And I think JMIA I haven't covered in a while. I've been meaning to do that. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Oh yeah, look at that. I threw in like a bullish-ish trade on JMIA. This is on a daily scale, and I would be raising my stop loss. I would not allow this trade to go into the red. I would say if this was a daily trade, if this trade was activated on a daily time frame, I would probably already be out on my stop loss. Those of you that watch my educational videos, if you've ever watched my risk management video right here, risk and position management, I do recommend buying them together though. They do go, they're a package in reality. In that video, I teach people that I raise my stop losses in a specific way. And whenever you see a candle like this green candle or this green candle, these are known as expanded range candles. And when a candle like this happens, I raise my stop loss. Remember, my initial stop loss was down here somewhere. But then right after this candle, at worst, my stop loss would have been the bottom of those candles. But in reality, I love to set that stop loss just below the center of the expanded range candle. And then I like to raise my stop loss to the bottom of prior candles when the bottom is not the end of the candle, right? So after this candle, I would not have raised my stop loss. This would have been the June 29th candle. But after the June 30th candle and the way the Monday, the third candle began, I would have raised my stop loss to the bottom of the candle of June 30th, raising that stop loss to, looks like $3.33. But then after this giant expanded range candle on June 3rd, I would have raised that stop loss to just below the center of that giant green candle, with some exceptions for gaps below my stop loss. You got to handle those separate. And then yesterday, I would have either left my stop loss as is or raised it to the bottom of yesterday's low. And we gapped over that low. So whenever we gap over my stop loss, I do not immediately exit my trade at the open. I allow the market 30 to 40 minutes to get back above my stop loss. But since it never did that, I would have ended up exiting this trade at my stop loss from the day before, which would have been the middle of that giant candle, a little below the middle. So I would already be out of this bullish trade. Now, this is if had I entered it on a day time frame. You gotta keep your time frames in order. I don't remember if I executed this trade on a daily time frame or a weekly time frame, because I didn't actually buy into the trade. This is just something I was showing you guys on here. Now, based on where the profit is and based on where the stop loss was, it it seems that I would have been using. How do I lower that? Raised it way too far. It seems like I was using the weekly time frame. And that's why my stop loss was all the way back here. So it's up to you guys. I would potentially already be out of this trade and ready to just go back in. And I'll tell you why. I would take my profit, and then I would wait for a little bit of bullishness on a daily time frame. I'm gonna just remove this and make a new one, right? And I want to take a look at this, and I'm going to set it up differently now. I would take my profit. Today would scare me. I don't like it. But if the price goes above this area, I would then go long again on a weekly time frame. But now my stop loss would be these lows, and my profit would be still here. Excuse me. Oh, forgot to mute. But I wouldn't enter it yet. I would wait for it to show strength. I would wait for it to get above the high of the highest close. And then I would re-enter the trade with a stop loss below the secondary high, not the original high. And this creates a beautiful risk reward on a weekly time. Probably next green star candle on a weekly gets me back into the trade. All right, I need to go. I want to glance at. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful on Bitfarms. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. And I will see you all. Someone is asking for OSIS. Oh, I never even heard of it. OR. No, I wouldn't buy. A weekly candle. I wouldn't risk it. I would not be buying this. I'd wait. I would wait. I mean, yeah, you pulled back to here, but I need more strength than that. I would need a bullish MRI count. Oh, I wouldn't jump in on this. Someone's been long Walmart since we discussed it. Bitcoin rallying? No, not really. All right. Join us in Spaces. Follow us on Twitter. You can get the YouTube channel from there. We don't have it. Yeah, there's a link tree here. It shouldn't be that hard to find that YouTube channel. And join us in Spaces in a few hours. We'll talk about lots of details then. Bye, guys.